Hey foodies, it's Buttercream Icing. Today I'm going to be making something different, and that is this lovely cake. And before we get right into it, just make sure you like, share and subscribe. Click on that share and subscribe button and let's get cooking. As the name goes, we need butter, and I used salted butter. We're going to cream this cake, make sure it's fluffy, and then we can go in with icing sugar. And don't worry, all the ingredients is going to be listed in the description box. One thing you should bear in mind is as you are creaming, we keep adding the ingredients. So I added about a tablespoon of milk and then a teaspoon of vanilla. The last ingredients for this buttercream is crushed Oreos. Just buy your Oreos and crush them, and that is how you have your crushed Oreos. So just add it, mix it all up. And one secret I have to tell you in this buttercream recipe is to get a more lighter color, you have to continue creaming consistently. You have to cream for a longer time because it depends on the shade of color that you're going for. If you want to add coloring, this is the best time to do so. So once you're done, we're going to move on to icing our cake. This part, I don't know for professional bakers, but I didn't know, nobody told me what I was getting myself into. But first off, let us start by creaming the base. It is to stabilize the movement, so your cake doesn't go from one side to the other and end up falling off. So I'm going to start off with placing here I have three cake flavors. I have coconut cake, I have vanilla cake, and I have chocolate cake. So you can start with whichever one you want to. You're just going to place it and make sure it sticks, and then we're going to add more icing to the cake. I don't know all those baking vocabularies, but I'm just going to show you what I learned from my little experience. So once you've creamed those parts, then we're going to top it up with the next one and the next one. So that is what we're going to be doing for this stage. But really, I really like, after I was done with this cake, I spent like, let's say the whole night and the next morning and I was like, I'm never doing that again. So I don't even know which part we should have to place on this part. I think we have to place the other part. I don't even know. So let's just do it the way we understand ourselves. Just place your cakes and then repeat that process and place the other one too. So depending on the size of the cake they're using, like this base was 8 inches and the cake is about 6 inches. So if your cake pan is 6 inches, then you have to use 8 inches. The base has to be 8 inches, so just like 2 inches ahead of the other one. So once you're done placing your cakes, the next thing we're going to be doing is, I think, what we call crumb coating, I guess. So I'm just going to put ice the cake round. Make sure you get this is just to allow you to like cream your cake perfectly. So I'm just going to ice the cake. Once you are sure that you're done frosting, then we're just going to place it in the fridge and allow the ice to like firm up. That way, if you are icing your cake, those crumbs won't get caught in it, you know, like all those stray crumbs that always want to stop your shine. This crumb coating will prevent that and help you achieve that perfectly frosted creation. So now just doing that, you can see like as you're doing that, the crumbs are battling the Oreos, all of them are just fighting themselves. Once you're done with the crumb coating, you're just going to place it in the fridge or in the freezer and leave it for at least 30 minutes for everything to just firm up. And now that that is done, we are going to continue with our frosting. Now we're going to start applying those thick layer frosting round until you get that perfect, I don't know, Sha, but this, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Like, it looked very simple, but that Oreos and the buttercream, it gave me a hell of that it gave me work. I was battling with it. I was just like, who sent me message? You, I for just do buy a cake for my husband and just give it to him. Why would I have to stress myself to go through all this stress? It was not funny. And the funny thing is that as you're just applying those thick layers of frosting, one side you're like, okay, I'm getting it, I'm perfectly getting that smooth texture I'm looking for. Bam! One Oreos will just show, pop its head and just be like, hello, I'm still here. Like, let me tell you the history of this cake. As I was doing this, it looks very simple. You know, this kind of thing that if you're creating content behind the scene, you don't know the work. Like, the work, you just have to shorten it, and like on screen is like looking so nicely and all. So in order not to get myself frustrated, I put it back in the fridge and just went to go and clear my head. Like, I was just battling. See that down part? The up part will be like, okay, we're getting it. Then the down part will be like, hello, I'm still here, don't leave me out. So I had to just go and place it in the fridge to just firm up for some time before I came back again and continued. In fact, I went to bed. Like, I went to bed the next morning, I came back with this. Like, I just said, no, I cannot do this night. I just need to go and sleep first. So I went to bed and I slept until I came the next morning, and it was looking like, okay, finally we are getting there. But it wasn't smooth yet. It was just there. At this point, I even got tired of filming. I just dropped my phone. I'm like, it's like, I will not film this recipe again. So what I just did finally was just apply another layer of icing and just use this knife that I was using to just slap on it, to just have that rough, like, it's like just slap on it, and I achieved this design. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't film that part, I just didn't film it. So after I did that, it looked nice, and I was like, okay, finally, I think we're finally getting there. And then we got these balls, these puff balls, and started putting them. It was I and my sister that made this cake, and she was very helpful. Like, well, at that point when I was tired, she was very helpful. It's like, okay, Chidi, you calm down and let's just get this done. We already started, we cannot fall our hand. And that day was the birthday already. So you can already see I put in the puff balls, just finding a way to like, okay, place them to like look nicely done. At least, you know, help our career. And here it looks very nice. It looked like a professional did this cake. Like, at this point I was like feeling our hard work. So the gold dust that we bought, you know, I told you that we're just baking this cake. I'm not a professional, so we're improvising on what we're using. So we got the gold dust and used this sieve to just spread them on the cake in order to make the design pop. Needed to have seen us while we're doing this. Like,
At this point, we're just catching cruise, but we're just like, anyhow this cake comes out, is the thought that matters. However it looks, like I wasn't ready for it. So we're just doing that blowing together, rolling it and just blowing it. You know, that's a nice tip if like you don't have those cake baking tools, like, and you want to make something nice for your loved one. You can get on this wagon and just make something nice. You don't have to buy all those baking tools. This is just like this amateur type of cake. And if you are very honest with me, you can see that the cake is indeed lovely. And once we're done with the cake, like, just look at that. Can you tell that the people who baked this thing, like, it was their first time frosting or designing a cake? Like, in fact, come and book me, come and book us. The cake was very nice. My husband loved it, and the cake tasted criminally scrumptious. Like, the cake was very, very yummy, and the design was like, just be honest in the comment section and tell me how this cake is, what you think. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Always come back for more. Bye.